Oh wait, could you say that again?
Oh. Do you want me to just... Sorry, bad take, guys. Bad take.
Alright, here are the rules to this competition. We both pick a random prompt out of a list of things that we have zero knowledge on, and we get 20 minutes to research it and create a slideshow on it, which is as informative and enjoyable as possible. We're allowed to use Wikipedia for this because this isn't school, and we're supposed to be having fun. Once the time is up, we present our slideshows to the other person and ask questions. Got that? Alright, let's go.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, mute in 3, 2, 1.
Alright, so I've muted on Discord, and my immediate thoughts on neuropsychology is that clearly I am a giga genius for being able to spell that correctly the first time. See, this is where everything went wrong. From this point on, as I continued talking, I kept making up this personality that I would act out during my presentation. This persona was one of a cocky college professor who clearly knows everything, and one who has extremely arrogant tendencies. If I hadn't started off by saying that my presentation was going to be the better one, this scenario most likely never would have been created. In all honesty though, I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing. I'm gonna trust Wikipedia, because clearly it's actually trustworthy. This is not school. We're doing this for fun, which is not what school is. Let's see. Neuropsychology is a branch of psychology. It is concerned with how a person's cognition and behavior are related to the brain and the rest of the nervous system. Professionals in this branch of psychology often focus on how injuries or illnesses of the brain affect cognitive and behavioral functions. Okay, so let's get started. Clearly, I need to be professional here, so I can only go with the most professional font types and themes. So give me just 1 second to set up my beautiful, beautiful theme. That one is too easy on the eyes, you know? Were I in school, I would probably use this because it actually looks nice and the colors blend pretty well together. But I'm trying to look for something that's a bit more cancerous, that makes you grow a couple more tumors on your eyes, so it won't work. The issue is, not a lot of these themes are objectively bad. Except for this one. This one is perfect. Obviously the font needs to be Comic Sans, because you can't have a professional writing without Comic Sans. And I'm going to have to leave this highlight. Inconsistency, that would probably make it look more professional, but the issue here is the fact that it wouldn't be Comic Sans, so it needs to be Comic Sans, because otherwise it would look like I'm not professional. I believe that's pronounced Imhotep. That's how I'm gonna go with it, but I don't care otherwise. Don't tell me if I'm wrong. The more and more I see the Comic Sans, the more and more I start to wonder whether or not he's just going to predict that that's what I'm using. So I'm kind of nervous to keep using it, but I can't not be professional. Like, that would be an extremely bad issue for everyone if I was so unprofessional as to just sit here and not use what is essentially the Times New Roman of the free world. Clearly, because this is a slide about, like, ancient history, I have to look up old Greek man statue Okay, maybe Old Greek Man Bust was a better one. This right here. There we go. Ancient history at my fingertips, right here. Something funny that I'm noticing is that I'm actually going to be writing speaker notes for this. Even though it's supposed to be all a joke, so I'm taking jokes very, very seriously. Don't laugh at me.
You have about 6 minutes left.
Oh no.
How far are you? Because I am
Uh,
doing terribly.
I have one slide. Do you want to have a joint operation and like give ourselves 6 minutes more? I'm brain dead. I forgot to unmute that whole time. Do you want to do like a joint operation and like let us have extra like 10 minutes to do this? Because we're both, I think, on slide 1.
No. Can we have an extra 10 minutes?
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
So we will
okay.
end at 11:40 p.m.
Okay, 11:40. That
Alright.
makes sense.
Back to
Okay.
me. So I'm done with slide 1, and the only issue I can see is that this area down here is kind of empty. So I'm gonna see if there's anything I can do about that. I clearly the borders need to be like dot dashed and like, no, not that big. Probably around. They all need to be different sizes and different colors, because otherwise it's like, it just won't work. You know what I mean? Because it needs to be cancer to the eyes, because otherwise it won't be professional, and I am all about professionalism here. You need to move your eyes around for them to get big, strong, and unless they're big, strong, they won't be able to handle bright backgrounds like this. Like, I've moved my eyes so much that I'm able to handle this, but unfortunately, other people might not be able to. Oh god, I have 3 minutes. When multi-billion-dollar companies try to create ads, you never see anything that's relevant. You never see anything that's useful. You never see anything you want to see. You want to see someone who clearly drools on their keyboard nonstop. You want to see someone who has no clue what they're doing. You want to see someone who has brain damage make their presentations, and you never do. And that's the thing. That's why multi-billion-dollar corporations never ever gain any relevancy with the kids. It's because they're too smart. So I'm gonna make it not smart so that my giga genius can be understood by smaller brained people.
It's 11:40 now. It's 11:40.
Oh god. I am done. I have finished my presentation. And I'm done.
Do you want to present first?
I can go if you would like my genius self to.
I can present mine. Mine is pretty fire. I didn't have time to put a lot of information in because discrete mathematics turned out to be more kind of a lot more different. You know?
Oh, of course, I fully understand. Someone that isn't nearly as intelligent as myself would obviously have trouble.
Ready? Welcome to Discrete Mathematics. My name is Jonathan, my age is 5 years old, and I'm here to take you through one of the most basic things in all of existence. So what is discrete mathematics? Well, it's the study of mathematical structures considered discrete, which includes integers, graphs, and statements and logics, and excludes real numbers, calculus, and Euclidean geometry. That's crazy!
Professor, what does Euclidean mean?
It's a theory on geometry.
Well, what does it mean?
It's the geometry that you currently learn in school. I don't know. Okay,
Professor!
there are theories. There are theories. Questions at the end. There are theories, okay? There's information theory, set theory, combinatorics, graph theory, number theory, algebraic structures, and discrete analogs of continuous mathematics. That's crazy. Dude, theories. It makes you really think there, right? You're really thinking right now.
No.
That's what I'm thinking too. Okay, well, I only have time to delve into one more theory, which is set theory. So, set theory is a branch of mathematics studying groups of objects. For example, prime numbers or like your blue, yellow, and green, right? Well,
wait. Yellow is a color?
Countable sets are the main focus, right? So these sets are finite numbers, not infinite.
What
As you can see at the bottom of the slide, infinite sets are not part of discrete mathematics. Finite numbers can be countable. So it's only things that can be countable, like possibly countable, right? And essentially this was the beginning of this like whole theory was marked by Georg Cantor. That's not a typo. That's what it said on Wiki. So, yeah. And his work pretty much...
Professor!
I said questions at the end, you...
Professor, isn't Wikipedia unreliable because it can be edited by people?
Anyway, work on
Answer
how
me!
different... work on different finite sets You've literally got me off my track, dude. You're joking.
Well, I guess
listener.
the teacher should be prepared for his presentation.
Okay, so he pretty much made a work that differentiated finite sets from infinite sets, which are trigonometric series.
What does that mean?
And I don't know. I don't know. So infinite sets are not part of discrete mathematics. So thank you.
Professor, is that Hatsune Miku?
I don't know. I think so. Why is it formatted so bad?
What do you mean?
What? We both chose Impact and Sans, Comic Sans.
How is this formatted badly? This is quite literally the highest intelligence thing that I have ever created or that could ever be created.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead, man. Enlighten me. Enlighten me.
So, I am Professor Mega Genius. You may address me by. Actually, don't address me. You are not intelligent enough to understand what I'm going to tell you today, so don't even try to start speaking to me, because I know for a fact that you're not going to be able to understand any words that come out of my mouth due to your sheer lack of intelligence quota point. Anyway, this is Neuropsychology by myself, the Mega Genius. Neuropsychology in Ancient History. Hey, you in the back! Be quiet! Quiet, students! Quiet down!
Okay. Okay.
I understand! I understand. This is going to be difficult for you, but you must endure this learning. Otherwise, you will never be able to understand the extremely impactful neuropsychological connections in your brain. Anyway, I got all this from Wikipedia. They're very reliable, clearly. The priest Imhotep was an ancient Egyptian priest who wrote that essentially the ancient Egyptians took medicine and psychology in a much more scientific and logical way than many other cultures did at their time. They were very far ahead of their time. They were very intelligent people for their age as a civilization. However, despite this, they believed that the heart, not the brain, was the quote-unquote seat of the soul, which is essentially where experiences come from and where life is sensed through. So when you think about seeing something, ancient Egyptians believed that you would think about seeing that thing through your heart, not through your brain. So that was where the seat of the soul was for them instead of the brain. Aristotle, however, believed the heart theory as well because of the fact that brains were cold to the touch and they were considered essentially the heat sinks of the body, the useless items that blood was cycled through to, per se, cool off the different parts of the heart or the blood, the energy that the heart was sending out while it was acting as the seat of the soul. However, Hippocrates, a very, 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 very close friend of Aristotle's, they actually broke up as friends because of their disagreement. Hippocrates, however, believed that the brain was the seat of the soul, and he was epic and cool. He essentially introduced the entire idea of the mind and the ability to think from your head, which inspired decades of new scientific achievements and research. Any questions, class?
What was that whole like spiel on? You went on for 3 minutes for something that could have been summed up in 20 seconds.
I understand
Why?
that you are too much of an imbecile to understand my genius.
Are you just reading off Wikipedia
No,
on your other
I actually wrote this down.
Oh my god.
I wrote all of this.
Where all that time went.
Anyway, class, quiet down.
Title. Title.
Oh, I
Okay.
forgot to give it a title. Oh no.
Wait, that wasn't part of the joke. That's
No.
Okay, go.
Okay. Relevant title. Clearly, as you may have heard. What is it that I'm talking about again?
Neuropsychology.
Neuropsychology. Neuropsychology is psychology which is studied with humans. Um, there's a very, very, very small percentage. Oh, by the way, I don't have a script for this slide. I'm just going off of memory off the Wikipedia page. Anyway, there is a very, very, very small percentage of medical geniuses in the field of neuropsychology who test on different animals, usually rats due to their intelligence and their ability to survive blunt force trauma. Um, Usually when I'm talking about a lab, I mean something like Aperture Facilities from Portal, where a single person is locked in a stark white, blue light facility, sterile, clean, no one there except for one robot to watch over them. And in this scenario, the robot would be the researcher that's commanding them. And they would be repeatedly slammed against a wall to test how physical trauma affects the brain of a human and vice versa. So essentially, this study mainly helps doctors and psychologists to understand what kinds of big damage trauma can do to the brain and to the human's physical body. So essentially, to dumb it down for you, this is when a human undergoes an extremely traumatic event. Um, a good example, their pet fish dies. So, what a death of a pet fish does is it makes you sad, it makes you upset, you want to punch the wall, you want to punch the corpse of the fish. But other than that, there are things going on inside your brain because of that sadness and that anguish over the death and the loss of your pet fish that physically affect your body. For instance, you may want to stop eating, you may want to curl up in a little ball and cry, you may want to sit and do nothing for hours, just like I do. Um, it's my trauma. I get to choose the coping method. Um, but the thing is, the lesson is, the physical effects of trauma, mental trauma in this situation, not physical trauma, not going to Britain. We're not going to Britain to experience physical trauma. We're not going to Britain to experience being stabbed. That's not the type of trauma that we're talking about here. We're talking about mental trauma, mind games, the effect that living in a society has on people, Batman. Um, the effects that extreme sadness have on the human brain, and the way that that sadness interacts with your body, and the fact that that sadness can cause more things than just anger and the loss of appetite. It can cause things such as delusions, such as the ability to hallucinate, such as I apologize, I forget about the term, such as different ways to see the world. You can become more cynical or more um, happy based on that sadness. But at the same time, that's not really in the field of neuropsychology. That's just in normal psychology. The issue is, what I'm trying to say is that when pet fish Goby dies, you get big sad. This is the psychology part of the neuropsychology. When you get big sad because of Goby die, big sad makes you want to stop eating. And because you want to stop eating, you obviously get hungry, and that makes you want to vomit. That's a weird feedback loop your body does. How you like you're hungry, so you throw up, and then you throw up because you're hungry, and then you're hungry because you threw up, and you don't have anything in your stomach. Anyway, basically, sad equals mental trauma equals brain pain equals leg arm broke hurt. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Wow. Wow. Okay. I don't. I-
Any questions, students?
Just what? Just what? I feel like I was just watching like a NASCAR race, but with neuropsychology.
Neuropsychologer, you would do well to expect a better title out of me, son.
I'm not your son.
I don't care. I'm going to treat you like one. For the remainder of this presentation.
It's over. It's over.
Anyway, that was my presentation.
You didn't even make a thank you.
No, you don't deserve to be thanked. You should be thanking me for giving you this undisputably important information and this knowledge which should transcend your existence beyond the mere mortal plane.
What? Was that your slide? Was that actually it?
I kid you not. Maybe 2 seconds after I started on my second slide, I got up and started pacing around my room with my mic on.
Why?
Because it made me feel more professorly.
That is so lame.
I just, like, created a persona of, like, this cocky, know-it-all professor, and I went full in.
I can tell. I can tell.
See, that's what I mean when I say I can placebo effect myself into being great at something.